Hi there, this is an overview video on how Workamajig is designed to handle the separation of financial reporting when you have multiple companies and offices. Workamajig supports the separation of a company's financial infrastructure to break out reporting at various levels of detail for multiple companies, for different offices, and also for departmental breakdowns. GL Company of those three is the most strict by nature because it does relate to the filing of tax returns. Office allows you to separate out employees and projects and also controls access to project files and file storage. Then department is tracked at the transaction level of detail, and departments are typically global across companies and can be shared between offices. You may or may not need all three levels of separation, maybe just one or a combination of two. And the purpose of this video is to help you make setup decisions with an overview of the setup that's intended to streamline the flow of data throughout the system and throughout your process. So GL Company should be used if you have multiple companies that have different tax identification numbers. A GL Company in Workamajig is considered to be a separate financial entity from the other companies that you have set up in your system. The setup enforces the rules of separation for financial reporting purposes so that each of the separate entities can file their own respective tax returns. And on a quick side note, Workamajig does have the ability to handle intercompany transactions if that's something you do need to accomplish within your organization. And there is more detail in our help guide about intercompany mappings. Each GL company has global security and access settings so that you can select what a company has access to as far as available services and expense items, rate sheets for both labor and expense items. And then each company will have its own separate tax identification numbers. Once the feature to use GL companies is turned on and your companies are set up, we do recommend that GL company is required, and you also have the option to designate a default company. That way, all new projects and transactions would default to this company, but the default can be changed to a different company on a per project, per transaction basis. By design, Workamajig eliminates the need for a duplicated chart of accounts for each company. That way you do not have to assign, for example, a prefix or a suffix code to an account number in order to have it be designated for one company or another. So basically, multiple companies can share a single chart of accounts, but the use of general ledger accounts can also be restricted to certain companies as needed. And then there are also employee level security controls for restricted access to select which companies an employee has access to, and your CRM data can also have restricted GL company access to if leads, contacts, companies, and opportunities are not to be shared across different entities within your organization. Projects have designated accounting classifications, and the company classification can be changed to a different company other than the default only up to the point of a financial transaction being applied to the project. So once a transaction event occurs, this field gets locked down. Now, all project transactions, of course, being applied to a project, automatically inherit the project's GL company as well as inheriting the office that's set on the project too. For accounting, accounting-wise for non-project entries such as a new journal entry, I can change the default to any of the other companies that I would need to make an entry for. When creating a vendor invoice, again, a different company can be selected, and if a project is selected, it will inherit the GL company on the project. For financial reporting purposes, the balance sheet, the trial balance, the corporate profit and loss report, those can all be run by GL company. And there are options to run the reports. For example, the balance sheet can be run for just one company, for a selection of companies, or for all. And when the report setup, if the GL company field is left blank or it's set to none, the report results produce the combined balances for all companies collectively in one report. So it's a roll-up. The corporate profit and loss report can be run by any combination of company, office, and department. Again, being able to run any of those for one, a selection of, or all. The one report per option generates a report where you can toggle between results either by company, by office, or department. And then when the corporate P&L is run for all, the totals are combined into one report, but the general ledger drill down details by account shows, for example, in this revenue account, which GL company and office got credit for the revenue on a per transaction basis. So this illustrates how GL companies can share a single chart of accounts. This is all the posting details of one single account, account number 4300. And then your source transactions can be drilled into for further review, showing the audit trail continuation of how financial transactions are applied to one another. We did, for this video, focus primarily on financial reporting, but company, office, and department can also be used for resource management, and there's additional breakout reporting too by office and department in other areas such as time productivity analysis, chargeability summaries, utilization reporting, just to name a few. So in summary, a seamless flow of data for reporting purposes ties back to the decisions you make up front about the foundational aspects of how you want your system set up with various tracking options. And then the comprehensive nature of Workamajig provides greater insight in real time so that you can make business decisions that are truly data driven. Thank you very much for your interest in this topic, and please contact your account manager if you have any questions or would like to schedule a training or a review on GL company and office setup. Thank you again.